Welcome back to Yvette's View, where we continue to vibe high on good high vibrations. And here's chapter 3, Gypsy Life. And when I thought about that term, Gypsy Life, that's how I felt. Because after my daddy had transitioned, and within the year or by the next following year, my mom and I had planned on moving. I didn't think we were going to be moving from place to place, but that's what ended up happening when we made a choice and decision to move to Georgia. And at that time, definitely that was under a lot of emotion to just get out, get something new, get a new place and environment where we didn't really know a lot of people. We had a few family members. I had a nephew that lived in Georgia and some cousins that lived in Georgia. But we had made plans to move in with my nephew. And little did I know, family, that from having these conversations, thinking about moving, talking about moving, actually feeling the move, thinking that, yeah, this might be a good idea, until the pre-move that we did. And that should have been a warning or a aha moment or a pay attention moment to me, because we should have been going directly where we said we were going to go, instead of, okay, well, let's stop here first. I need to do this first for a minute. You need to be here for a minute. And then so it was an emotional move. And when people tell you sometimes don't always move on emotions, I will say in that instance, yes. But then there are other times when your emotions and feelings and gut feelings are telling you certain things, you need to move on those. Back to my gypsy life, that definition for me is moving from place to place, staying no longer than a year or less. You are living a gypsy life. And well, that would be my definition. So let me just take that back. That was my definition of what a gypsy life was. However, I actually did try to change my perspective about it and see it as an adventure, because it's something I had never done before. I had never driven across states by myself before, but even under the circumstances in which it was under, I still never put myself out there to be that adventurous. So when I changed my perspective about the moves and the gypsy life, it made it a lot more palatable to take. But I had help as well. I had support that helped keep me level to the ground, even in my gypsy life, because I will say when I met my tribe, it was right in the apex of the beginning of my gypsy move. Oh my gosh, when I think back of how how many times I got up and left and packed up in like that. It was like, no, I had become an expert at packing up stuff quick and getting out, even when I had a lot of stuff. And what actually helped me before I moved, I'll say this, before I moved, I was the type of person I couldn't throw away stuff. So I was somewhat of a hoarder in a sense, especially when it came to paperwork. And there were just some things I knew I had to let go. One thing that you can't cleanse from or run away from or try to escape is yourself. But like I said, I think I changed my perspective about it as a protective mechanism until I got with my tribe. And they helped to bring that balance back. I'm just gonna tell you how many places I've been, and places I've been to twice. And now the second place that I've been back to, I'm actually living in. So I initially left Southern California and moved up north to Sacramento with my cousin for about 3 or 4 months. And from there, from Sacramento, I moved to Vegas with my son and stayed there for about a year. And from there, I'm moving to Georgia to stay with my nephew. And when that got to be uncomfortable, it was time to move on. And they really kind of want you out, then you got to get up and go. And so that's what I did. And so from Georgia, again, I went to Oklahoma. And then I stayed with my brother and his wife for 2 months. And I was out. That environment wasn't suitable for me, and went back to the energy that I knew, which was the child I brought in the world, my son, and stayed with him until about 8 months. And I found myself driving back from Vegas back to Georgia. So that was the second time, thinking that, it's gonna be better this time. Not going with my nephew, of course, somebody else. And that situation didn't work out, and I only stayed a month. And so I called my mother and told her I was gonna need to come to Oklahoma. So chapter 4 coming up soon. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a video. And also continue to vibe high on good high vibrations. Peace.